Back in 2024, when I graduated from university in California, I moved back to my parents' home in Michigan, and it was a completely new life for me, a new chapter that was ahead of me. Because I was completely lost and directionless with what I wanted to do going forward in my career, it was either going to grad school or applying for jobs. I kept overthinking back and forth to what I should do, what I should pursue, because everyone tells you after you get a degree from college that you should either apply for a job or go to grad school. I don't think parents will suggest their kids otherwise, is that you should try something out of the box. Maybe some parents do, but a lot of people unfortunately don't come from that background. And what happened was I decided to work for my dad in his rim manufacturing business, which is located in Detroit, Michigan. And after committing to moving to Michigan, I felt far away from the activities and the friends that I once had fulfilled me to literally nothing. Although I did keep in touch with a few close friends through voice chats and video calls, I just didn't feel like I was finding anything to fulfill myself. And during that process, I would go onto social media a lot and start comparing my journey to other people's journey out there, especially to see what other people were doing at my age and how I felt like they were already ahead of me and like they had it all figured it out while I was still understanding what did I really want to do. Most people these days, especially in their early 20s, specifically at the age of 21 or 22, after graduating from university, typically end up feeling lost or directionless because they enter a phase in their lives that they have to step into the real world now to really understand what they want to do with their lives. And sometimes, if you're like me, what most people would do is they'd end up scrolling on social media and see what other people are doing in their lives. This makes them crave for the desires that they have accomplished. We start wiring our brains to chasing after the goals they have and mirror it for what we want to pursue, if that makes sense. And I feel that people will come across other people's journeys and they feel that they have to start racing against other people to achieve what they want to achieve in their life. And it doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl, because chances are the kind of content you'd be watching that you'd crave for would be to either get that six-pack physique or land a six-figure business, maybe dating a high-quality girlfriend or a boyfriend, or exploring new things and new cultures around the world. So it can be anything. It doesn't have to be limited to what I've mentioned. But this is just to give you an example to what people actually see on social media. And what they fail to understand is that nobody genuinely tells them how to separate the illusion versus the reality in what you see on, especially on social media. Don't get me wrong, I feel like some part of social media is really educational in understanding what truly fulfills you in accomplishing your purpose in your life. But sometimes it can be taken out of hand, and it's natural for most people, like me especially, to fall into that trap of comparing your own progress and your journey to other people out there. And this loop most people are stuck in eventually leads to constant self-doubt of their own journey and ultimately leads to overthinking every single thing they do or pursue in their lives. And going back into my story back in 2024, when I eventually got to a point was that, what do I really want to do with my life? Am I really meant to serve a role in this world? Will I be able to fulfill my purpose? And don't get me wrong, I didn't really go through a rough period. I kept checking in with my friends. I made sure to maintain those relationships just like we had back in college. In fact, I even made 2 trips in 2024, which I will never forget, was a truly memorable experience. But as much as I see that cherishing time with your loved ones or people you truly care in your lives, it still left a void in my mind of what I was really working towards. I felt that there was still something missing in me. There was always something missing in my self-improvement journey. And as 2025 came in, I decided that I wanted a fresh start in my journey. And I genuinely wanted something that I could personally relate myself to and how I could provide value to other people out there. And lo and behold, I came across YouTube. And I think it was back in February 2025, after participating in Ali Abdal's YouTuber Academy, I decided to go all in. I just said that, I don't care if I come off as cringe or if I don't know what I'm doing, and making content relatable to documenting my self-improvement journey would mark a new beginning in my life. But I still felt that, why is it so slow? Like, why am I moving so slow? Why is no one hearing what I have to say out there? And in other words, why is this not getting views? Why am I not getting followers? Why am I not seeing the recognition I thought, if you do this, you're gonna get that? Later, I did realize is that it takes time to really see anything bloom. I thought this was BS in the beginning. I genuinely did. And this made me go back to comparing other people's journeys on social media, in real life, to see that, oh, am I still behind? Like, I thought, at least I moved out of a shell to doing something, but it still feels like I'm still slow. I'm still behind. Like, what was going on? I just told myself that, okay, maybe if I keep going through it and just not overthink about all the small things in my journey, I just told myself that it'll be okay. And when I turned 23, I was really nervous that a year has passed by and I still feel like I have not done anything with my life. Sure, I've made progress in my social life, in my fitness journey, but I felt like I was still in that mindset of comparing my journey to mirror match someone else's journeys, that, oh, I need to be in par with how this person is so that I can be a certain figure at this age and make X amount of dollars at this age, have this physique at this age, and so the whole loop kept repeating again. Until one day, I had a conversation with my mom and I really told her what was bothering me. And I felt like, why am I feeling like this? Why do I feel like I'm still not doing my best, or I feel like I don't know what I'm doing with my life? The one thing she said that really caught my attention, it's that you are responsible for your own journey. You are the leader to where you want to go in your life. And if you fail, you're responsible for picking up the pieces in your journey. And that brought me back to a reflection point, is that it's not about the destination. It's not about the outcome. It's not even about the materialism or the prize that's waiting for you at the end of the finish line. It's all about falling in love with the process of the person you're becoming. That just changed my perspective on everything that I once had back in 2024 to where I am today. And I will still be honest, I tried to reflect that mindset as much as possible, because it's so easy to just fall back when you see other people still ahead of you. You might come across other people's content that portray their highlights, and this makes you go back into that loop over and over. And if you've come this far, chances are you relate to what I'm talking about, and you're probably wondering how you can avoid feeling stuck in this comparison, self-doubt, overthinking loop that you keep ruminating over and over. And what I've learned honestly in the last 1 year so far is that you have to focus on reframing being ahead and behind. Because the truth is, you're actually not behind in your life. If anything, you're just busy comparing your low light to someone else's highlight. And to give you a better understanding, take an example of a young 21-year-old who's fresh out of college and who has no clue what to do with their life, the only reason they'd feel like they'd be behind is they see something that other people have in real life or in social media that makes them want to go after the same goals or the same materials. However, if you were to zoom out and see the game everyone else is playing, chances are that might not be the game you want to play, if that makes sense. And it isn't meant for everyone. And that's where the saying comes, is that, what you consume is what you become. And so what you see from other people is what you directly want. It's the way your brain is wired to wanting those kind of things into your life. So instead, you want to ask yourself that, what game am I even playing? Is this who I want to become? Is this what I want to attract in my life? Or am I doing it because I'm being driven by someone else's desires and planting them into my brain to make it follow the same desires? From what I have genuinely learned in the last 1 year, it does take time to make real progress, to come out of this comparison trap, which prevents you from doubting your own journey and reducing your overthinking, this whole cycle. The truth is, if you want to make genuine progress in reducing this comparison, self-doubt, overthinking cycle and avoid falling to the trap, there are 4 steps I can recommend to gradually reducing your chances of falling into this trap over a period of time. Number 1, focus on your own journey. What matters in your life is the uniqueness that revolves around your own path and your lifestyle. It doesn't have to be mirror matched to someone else's journey, their habits, and their timelines. Your timeline is different than the rest of the world. Yes, I understand we want to make fast progress, but even if we make slow progress, it doesn't matter, because eventually you will get there. If not sooner, you will get there someday. So stick to your own goals and stick to your own journey. Number 2, stop treating life like a linear race. Like, success doesn't have to be one dedicated path towards life. You can achieve it any way you can. It doesn't have to be a clear-cut direction that is set for your journey. Like, everyone has their own story. Everyone has defined success on their own terms and has climbed up the ladder at their own pace, at a different path in their lives. So you don't have to follow a traditional and conventional path that you've been told by other people in your life. Success can be defined in different settings. It doesn't have to be a singular path. So don't be afraid to take risks and navigate through different choices that come across in your life. Number 3, shift from scarcity to abundance. What this means is that you don't have to go on social media and immediately tell yourself is that, oh, someone has this fancy car, someone has this pretty looking girl, and someone who has $1 million. What you want to do is that you want to reframe your mindset to telling yourself is that their win doesn't mean your loss. If anything, when you come across setbacks, it doesn't mean that you are put behind or you're put in a lower position than the person who is above you. Instead, use that as an opportunity to learn, because it comes to my last point, is that number 4, lean into a growth mindset. In this life, as humans, we're always learning and growing. Even if we're prone to making mistakes, even if we're prone to not having the things we want, you're just always learning. You're just always understanding how life works. And with learning, you're always growing. So when you come across failure, or when you feel lost, you don't know what you're doing, and you just keep overthinking every single thing, comparing your life to someone else's, you need to tell yourself is that, okay, I do not have this particular thing right now, but that's okay. I will learn how this works, and I will keep trying my best. And even if I fail, I'll still keep doing it, no matter what it takes to accomplish it. I will always learn and grow. I think that personally helped me build a stronger mindset in gradually reducing my overthinking and taking that as the bigger picture. Because at the end of the day, there's so much to do in this life, so we might as well just take it one step at a time. I understand that this feeling might not go away within a snap, but just learn to love yourself first. Learn to fall in love with the process of the person you're becoming. Love the journey you're on, embrace it, just enjoy the ride. Wherever it takes you, it's gonna take you somewhere, wherever it's meant to be. Like, if this helps you any better, you are making true progress compared to the other people who are busy chasing instant gratification. Because while you're giving your time to a video like this, you will definitely transition your mindset in making it more adaptable to a growth mindset rather than a mindset that is constantly overthinking everything and feeling left behind in life. And if you still feel like you're stuck and you're constantly comparing your life to someone else's, you have self-doubt in your progress, and you're overthinking every single thing, you can share your thoughts down below in the comments and I will try to help you to the best of my ability. You can also reach out to my Instagram and my TikTok. My channels will be linked in the description below, so you can check that out as well if you ever want to reach out and if you need any specific guidance you're looking for. I will try my best to help you in every way I can. And finally, before you leave, it will really help me if you considered hitting that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this, and if you want to see more videos from a small YouTuber who's on the same journey as you. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one.